Hello. It looks like we are live, and I am Deocean, and this is my channel. And here we do the deepest of woo, Deocean's Deep Woo. We're very wooey. Where's Dean Cowboy Kitty? Oh, I'm here to get my fix. Dee's running behind. So I love you for giving it. Well, I put out that it was going to be 8:30 because I knew that I had some stuff to do. Hi, James Ortiz. I did. I think I set it for 8:30. I did. Hi, Michelle Canham Free. Well, it was telling me that I didn't have any streams set up, and I knew that was wrong. I went to like come in and I bring up StreamYard, and it's like no scheduled shows, and it's like yes, there is a scheduled show. It's done that a few times now. It's like, yes, I know I scheduled a show. Don't tell me I didn't schedule a show. So I went out and came back in again, and then it showed up. It's like, well, it's about time. Hmm. Did I get the Bowie pick? I'll have to look. I might have. You sent it by Ocean Diana at Gmail. If so, then I probably got it. Um, I'll have to go look. Okay, sweetheart. Thank you so much. Indie Groove is in. Let me see. We got so far Chloe. James Ortiz was like right up front there. Then we have Chloe. Then we have Michelle Canham Free. We have Witch Moon came in. She came flying in on her broom. And then Indie Groove, which is really a funny thing. Your little icon there. I'm looks like this Schumann frequency generator I got at Timu, but I don't know how to use it. I don't know what I'm doing with it. And then I lost it. I have no idea how to use this thing. It looks like it plugs into something. Um, anyway, hello, Chloe. It is the counting Countess Chloe. Chloe. Countess Chloe. And Michelle Kenham Free. Okay. Where's James Ortiz? Teasy. He's, we'll call him Teasy. Okay. So, really, I have a lot of weird stuff to tell you guys that's been coming up in so many ways. Okay. Um, I mean, there's been a lot of weird info. I mean, stuff that is kind of mind blowing. So, but of course, it is from the viewpoint, from different people's viewpoints. So perhaps, is it the collective reality? Is it their reality? Hard to know. But there is some new information on what they're calling the event, what might be the solar flash, what might be the ascension, what might be all those things, okay? Uh, Information about that is going on right now, the shift in frequency. And I prefer to call it frequency D. No, I'm kidding. Frequency 5. I could call it 5D though. Just 5D. because there's arguments whether it's density or dementia or, you know, sometimes when you're on that path, you feel like you might have dementia, but you don't really have dementia. That's something I'm going to talk about is some of the, yeah, if you send it to Ocean Diana, then I probably have it in there and I will go check on it after the show. Thank you. Hey, woo, woo to you too. Emit, emit. So the Doppler effect of sound, yeah. Mm-hmm. Mine is a little gadget that's supposed to be a Schumann frequency generator coil. Darn if I know how to use that. I thought it would come with some kind of instructions, but it didn't. So, no, I will definitely be looking for that. Okay, Michelle Cannon Free. It's just that I'm not one of those people that looks at my email that often. I am so, it's not that I want to be antisocial, but let me tell you something, man. In the last 2 days, last couple days, I've been needing to sleep. I mean, when I got done with my stuff yesterday, I have been sleeping and sleeping and sleeping and sleeping. I have needed sleep, and I mean, I really needed it. I I don't know what I've been up to, but I've needed sleep. And then I finally got up and I felt fine, but for a while I was just not able to do anything and really needed to sleep. So, um, and then I got up, I made some food, and went back to sleep. And I got up and ate some food, and then I went back to sleep. And then I got up and I said, I gotta get I gotta get the show scheduled, and I scheduled the show. And then I did a few things and come back in to get on the show I scheduled, and then it's telling me that I didn't schedule any show. See, it's gaslighting me. I don't like that when StreamYard gaslights me and tells me I don't have any show when I have a show. Hello, Gemini. Yeah, I think we're going through something, and that's actually part of this shift. Hey, that's some good shift, man. You know, it knocks you right out, right? So, yeah, the hibernation weather, that's what I was thinking is we've got, because I'm kind of one of my totems. You really have like 12 totem animals. There's one that you're within. We'll talk about totem animals one day. In fact, one day we'll do totem animal readings. Okay? And we'll do that. But one of mine is bear, and so I want to hibernate when it gets cold and snowy. And it finally snowed last night for Halloween. It snowed for Halloween. When it does that, when it snows, I want to hibernate. So I think I was kind of in my hibernating stance or time or period or whatever mode or whatever you want to call that. The reason I'm wearing the hat again, and there were several people that were saying, this really looks like I should be. I mean, you know what? It's so funny. When I dress like a witch, I look normal. That looks somehow normal on me. It just looks like it just looks like it should be my clothing, I guess. like it belongs on me. I've actually used to a long time ago. I used to dress up, and I swear I did look like a witch. I honestly did. And there were a lot of people that would come up to me and say, "Hey, I think you'd understand this," and then tell me there's stuff, they needed help with. But, you know, I did look, I mean, for a while, that was my normal clothes. I looked like a witch. Um, or a shaman. It was kind of obvious, but, that doesn't work in every circumstance. But I did dress like that for a long time, and actually I'm very comfortable dressed like that. So I fall asleep during the show. I keep falling asleep during people's shows myself. I can't. I'm lucky if I don't fall asleep for my own doggone show these days. It's crazy. Hello, James Ortiz. How you doing? Finally back, huh? Okay, so no, I understand that. You can always see what you missed. You can always see how we sleep programmed you by running it back. Oh, you'll never wear bright aqua? Why not? Oh, I love bright aqua. Oh, that's good, Witchy. We're comfortable with you too. I love bright aqua. I'll buy it. Heck, I'll buy it. I bought it and I did wear it, and it's like, but I do know that I have a tendency to wear witchy clothes, to be feel better in witchy clothes. Um, or some would say hippie. I look like a hippie gypsy. Uh, I'm the most comfortable in the hippie gypsy looking clothes. And I don't have a lot of them right now. I'm going to have to make me some hippie gypsy clothes, some witch clothes again. Witchy clothes. Some witchy dresses and skirts and stuff. I don't have a lot of them. Um, yeah, you too. Yeah, for some reason it just feels good, huh? Yeah. Hippie gypsy witch, hippie gypsy witch. If the hat fits, wear it. I saw something that said, sometimes I just have to put the hat on and let them know who they're dealing with. Sometimes you just got to put on the hat and let them know who they're dealing with. And this is one of those hats. So there are no birds flying out of this one. You just knew you'd never wear it. Yeah. I know. I've had some things like that too. It's like, this is beautiful, and I will never wear it. I will never wear it. And I have nowhere I would ever wear it to. Yep. Me too. I'd make my own clothing back in the day, on my own hippie clothes, and people loved it. Is there a grilled cheese with 2 ounces of tomatoes? Oh boy, what a feast, James. Gosh, James needs to come over and have a meal over here. Spooky kids clothing, really? Cool. Mhm. And remember who I am. Well, that is part of it, isn't it? Is when we remember who we are. And then having a group, it's so nice to have a group to be able to be that person safely, to feel safe being that person. It's important. So tonight, I really want to. All the gypsies took you and fed you when you were homeless. Well, that's nice. Yes, I made clothes. Uh-huh. Yep. You know, we all want to make you dinner, James. Well, it would be so nice. I can't wait to get to the point where we can just travel. We don't have to screw around. But that's what I want to talk about tonight is some of the things we can expect and some of the symptoms. And hang on just a moment. I hope I don't lose the stream. If I do, I will be back on. Hang on. Hi. I don't know if I went anywhere or not. Did I go anywhere? Okay. So I double looked at what I was going to talk about. One of them is because I forgot. No, I didn't forget. I kind of forgot the finer points, but there were some points I want to bring up. And one of them is forgetfulness. Have you guys been experiencing in the last few months? Have you been more forgetful than usual? Because if so, that may not be dementia. That may be a symptom of stepping up because as we go through this, we are going to start deleting stuff. Um, we're going to forget things. We're going to not be quite on the same wavelength we were. It's part of leaving the past behind us. And so forgetting things and even forgetting words sometimes is not going to be that telling that you're actually sick with something. That could just be that as the energies are shifting, you're trying to readjust. Um, Another thing is that came out of it. Now I've been watching some videos on this. There is a person named Allison Coe that's doing some work a lot like Dolores Cannon. Okay. And so I've been listening to her work and what I'm extrapolating from that. And she started asking people about the event, the solar flash, the ascension event, or whatever, you know. Um, and what life was like before and what life was like after and who they really are, you know, who they are, you know, who their spirit wants to show them they are. One person was a giant lion person, a lion person. Um, but basically, although she's getting similarities about what this event is going to be like, um, it seems like it's a very individual thing. It's going to happen. And this really goes along with what I was saying. Some people, everybody's going to experience this solar flash thing in their own way. Okay. It's not going to be a blanket thing for everybody the same. It's just not. It's going to be more individual than that. And that is kind of obvious, although there is a rise in energy. There is a basic framework that's similar. It seems like it happens to different people differently. And we have been told that in the messages that people have been getting. We've been getting that too. So now we're also getting it from people's uh, hypnotherapy sessions. Okay, that is actually what is happening to them. Some of them are going to be hit with a like a cloudy luminous light that they're going to breathe it all in, and then that's going to be make all the difference. Some of them are going to be hit with a flash of light. It's going to be like a flash of light. Some of them are um, not necessarily going to have that at all. I guess um, some of the information coming from their higher selves is not everybody needs a solar flash. What the solar flash is sort of an emergency upgrade because we weren't upgrading fast enough, or we weren't rising in frequency fast enough. That's what the whole solar flash idea was. When a civilization is not moving into that fast enough to, be able to catch that wave, then there is a solar flash to accelerate that. Some people won't be in that reality at all. So, hey, Dolly. Hello, Dolly. Okay, so we've got options. So, if we sufficiently raise our frequency, we won't need a solar flash. Some people will just walk out and find that they're in a better place that seems lighter and nicer and cleaner and newer somehow. And that will be their experience. And as time goes on, they'll find that they have abilities they didn't have before. But now this leads me down the path to think, well, just recently, I've been finding that I have some a bit. I'm always finding that abilities that I didn't have before. Am I even going to experience a solar flash in the future? Maybe not, because I might already have had that, and I might already be on that path. I might already be walking that way. I mean, maybe that's why I started growing these new abilities, is because I decided I was going to reclaim my godlike superpowers. And that thing I did all the way back in 2012 that I talked about. Um, so I may not be one of the people who's going to see this solar flash event happen. I may just roll into roll into the next world, just kind of walk right into it. I don't know, or maybe, well, but we're already there. I mean, we're already on the park grounds, so to speak, right? So maybe I won't have to even wait in the ticket line. I don't, you know, just flash my badge and walk through or something. So, oh, you're up to speed tonight. Are you speeding? I'm kidding, Dolly. So it's going to be very individual. And the forgetting is just a part of the energy shift. So if you're forgetting a lot of stuff, it's just you're shifting energy. That could be that too. It doesn't necessarily have to mean there's anything wrong with you, although, you want to check into things. I mean, if there is a chance that there is, you want to check into that. But if they don't find anything, then it's just the frequency shift that's doing it. Or you can get that gut feeling that it's just a frequency shift. The other thing is, it's pretty clear, like I said, we're on an individual ascension path. It's going to be a little different for everybody. Another thing that's abundantly clear as she goes through these sessions with people, it becomes abundantly clear that this is indeed a game and a simulation. And that it's not our time to get entirely out of the simulation, because we don't know yet how to deal with the void. We'll go more into the void later, but right now we don't know how to deal with the void. And the void is what we have if we don't have the matrix. So we can go into different versions of the matrix. We can go into, this goes way back. Long time ago, I was given some information on those who were creating reality and basically made to order reality. I mean, they're the ones that are, may surprise you to know, there are apparently beings whose job it is to monitor what we're asking for, or what we seem to be asking for, and create that for us. Because we're not ready for the void yet. We're not ready to create straight from the void. Yeah. Well, we come from the void. However, okay, some of us would probably be okay, right? But humanity at large, if they looked up and saw a void, if suddenly they looked around them and saw nothing, they would flip out. And I'm not even sure how I'd be. If you just woke up and there was nothing. I mean, really nothing. So when we get to the point where we can handle that, then we won't need the construct anymore. We came into the construct, we make apparently the construct is made out of the void. We're making stuff because that's what we do. We're creators. And this is what we've been told. We're creators. We're divine creators. And the matrix is kind of like, see, the problem is we're not all consciously creating. So if we're not consciously creating, then what's in our iceberg is creating, and we already know this, okay? We've been told this. This is what we've been told, exactly. But the problem is they do not make judgments as to whether this is a good thing or a bad thing. Okay? If you want to be evil, you can be evil. If you want to be good, you can be good. If you want to be light or dark or whatever, if you want to be animal or a plant or a microbe, it's okay. If you want to have that experience, all they do is manufacture the experience according to what you're ordering. So they are, in effect, the architects. No, that's not quite right either. They're the builders. They're the builders. And then they help. We design this stuff with our imagination. I mean, I that makes sense because really when I was in the 3D uh, world that I was a part of a while back, I was a designer. I was a designer. I still am a designer. I'm a designer on a bigger level too. I mean, it was just mirroring the bigger thing, is it the bigger construct. We're designers, we're builders, we're designers and builders. I mean, it's things that we did. That's the kind of stuff we do as God beings. We create, and we create these experiences for ourselves. So if we're presented with the void from where we are here, that would not work because we're not quite ready for that. That's what they mean by not ready. But on another level, part of us is still in the void, creating from there. Of course. So you better order with details. Yes. So basically, it looks like just what I'm telling you. You want a better reality, start getting rid of that shit out of your iceberg that's just bullshit, okay? The scary stuff, the dark stuff, the negative stuff, the hurtful, painful stuff, start deleting it so you quit creating that. Easier said than done, I know. It takes some work, but if we just peel that off and bulk that, then we'll stop creating it. But they keep telling us that. But now it's in context. Now we have more of the context for it. It's being created because we are unconsciously programming that into the matrix. Okay, so it's like we need to, or I shouldn't say it that way. Okay, I won't say it that way. What I will say is it would really be more pleasant for us if we started being very conscious about what we created and started creating only what we want, only what we really desire. I don't even want to use the word want because that's kind of a negative word. What do we really desire? What really excites us, makes us happy? That's what we need to really focus on. That's what, or I'm trying to eliminate need to. That is what it would be best or well for us if we would do, is get control of this wild function that we have of creating all kinds of horribilities for ourselves, okay? Creating all kinds of monsters for ourselves in our minds. We're very, very, very creative. And we've lived many, many, many lives. And there are monsters in your shadow side. You know, maybe, or there could be all kinds of pain and things lurking around in there that we're accidentally manifesting instead of what we really desire. So, yeah, you could find the rest of your friends. So, I mean, one of the other pieces of advice is, oh, more, when we come out of here, it's only been like 5 minutes. Other people have said the same thing. Many people have found they pop out of the matrix at whatever time they pop out. They get an awareness of what that's like. or actually out of here, back home to wherever back home is. And they've only been gone 5 minutes. And here it's been like a whole lifetime or maybe lifetimes from our perception. And so they get back home and it's like only been 5 minutes. Gee, that didn't take any time at all, you know. And then they kind of want to come back because it was like it was over so fast. And here it seems like it's going on and on and on and on. We just want to get out. And it's like, but we don't realize what we got. And I said that to my guides. I said, the problem is we don't realize what we got here. Okay, we're forgetting just exactly what I kept getting told. Every time somebody would ask me, why do we forget? Hello, Max Vision Remote Viewing class. How you doing? Oh, thank you, love. It is trippy. Um, so why do we forget? Because if we remember, we wouldn't play the game right. Wouldn't be able to play the game right. That was the answer I always got. And I'm like, what the heck are you talking about? But that's the only answer I ever got. Okay, so that's how I knew we're in some kind of learning game. Okay. And I've known that for years, a long time, because they kept giving me that answer. If people knew they were playing a game, they wouldn't be able to play it right. It wouldn't work. It, you know, but we know now. What does that mean? It means we're ready for the next level. Okay. And actually, what a relief, you know. But I think it's important for us to know that. And a lot of us are going, well, this game sucks. And it does, in a way. But when we find out we can hack the game, we can change the game, we can create the game, you have to find a new place. The homeless took it. Hiking and looking for mushrooms. Oh, wow, how nice. You found a perfect place. The monster is here. Right, exactly, Michelle. What we get, whatever we focus the most on. Who's the monster? Or what's the monster? Thank you, Max. Hiking and looking for mushrooms. Oh, the homeless took over your spot. Oh, that's sorry. Sorry about that. You'll find another. Oh, thank you, Michelle. So, we forget in order to be able to enjoy the game, but we're not enjoying the game that much. Actually, that is a symptom of not moving ahead. And we want to get to where we can hack this thing, where we can have fun, where what we're creating is fun, right? So we're creating New Earth in order to have fun there. And it can be what we want it to be. It's going to be more malleable than this place. It's going to be definite upgrade. Okay. And we're going to find as we go further into it that we're going to have abilities that we didn't have before. Oh, lovely. Lovely, Emmett. I'm so glad you found a lovely spot. Good. Yes, everybody needs that place on the earth, the power place, where they feel is their own little chunk of reality. And if the homeless take yours, well, then you've got a better spot coming. So, another aspect of this that was kind of eye opening is the bit about okay, and you guys know what NPCs are, right? Is there anybody here that doesn't understand the term NPC? Because if there is, I will explain it, but if not, I will just go on. But please type. If you don't understand, please type what's an NPC or NPC question mark. Okay. Right. Right. You think you're just a human and you think that that is all that there is. And they go about humdrum and boring existences. And that's what a lot of them are going to experience. But the NPCs, does everybody know what an NPC is? Right. Now, here's going to really blow your mind. Who made the NPCs? We've asked, right? We've been asking that. Wait a minute. Who made the NPCs? Did the game make the NPCs? What the heck is the deal with the NPCs and where do they go? I mean, we know where we go. Where do they go? They're not going where we're going, right? They can't. It's going to blow your mind. Oh, golf courses are always beautiful. They're all always built on sacred places too. They put golf courses over sacred places to kind of hide them. Yeah. You know, they put dams, they put golf courses. Hmm. Okay, I'm ready now to tell you this because it's going to blow your mind. Where did these doggone NPCs come from? Us. We make them. We, us. We make them. They're part of us. Why do we make them? Just what we've been told. They further the game. Where do they go? They go back into us. They were just one of our creations. They get recycled. We're told they get recycled. Where do they get recycled to? Us. We recycle them. They get back recycled back into us. And then they're just somebody that we used to know. But they're something that we created in order to be able to play the game, be able to have the experience. Yes. And so what happens when they go walking around and we have sort of lost control of these NPCs? Yeah, they can get influenced and inhabited, I think. Now, it didn't say anything about that in anybody's experience, but I think I've pretty much seen that. They can get influenced and inhabited, and that's another way that we're influenced. Okay, is by the things that happen to the NPCs that we've created to build our game character, our to build our experience here. Oh boy. Hmm. So this is why these seem like empty vessels. This is why they're empty vessels, is because they're not real. They're not actual beings. They're just like ideas of ours. Okay. So when we stop believing in them, needing them, they just dissolve. They're just gone. They're just, that's what it means by energy being recycled. They're just energy again. They're nothing. They're not even really a part of us anymore exactly. They're just gone because they were never real in the first place. So so basically when you leave the lower dimension, they're going to dissolve. There are a lot fewer people where we're going because they're not coming with us because they're not real people. They're just going to dissolve back into the ether because they were just ideas of ours anyway. The energy is going to come back to it. It's just going to be energy. It's not going to be like we're going to have any backlash because of that, or like we're going to have to deal with their personalities or anything. Maybe all we will have uh, is memories. Maybe we will have memories. Maybe we won't even remember them. You know, some of them I know that there was some lady, I don't even remember her name. She used to drive me crazy. I don't even remember her name. Maybe it'd be like that. And then eventually you won't even remember her. You won't even remember there was a lady driving you crazy. You won't remember any of that stuff. You know, because it won't be relative, it won't be relevant to what you're doing now. I mean, how many people have you known that just they aren't relevant to your reality anymore? So they're gone. They're gone from your experience. Yep. So they're really nothing. So we don't have to worry about where they go. We don't have to worry about them. We don't have to worry about changing them. We don't have to worry about saving them. We don't have to feel guilty for leaving them behind. There are people who have expressed all of these things. Aren't we being mean? Aren't we blah, 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 blah. It's like, no, we're not. We're not. They're not real. They're constructs, artificial constructs to keep the game going. And that's it. And when they get recycled and dissolved, that is just, you know, they aren't getting hurt. No pain, to them, they're not suffering or anything. So, well, to tell you the truth, a lot of people have found that one of their parents are NPCs. And that could be. That could be. So, and if you find that, that was what happens. What they found with NPCs is what these artificial people cannot, two artificial people can't have a baby, cannot create, cannot have a life. One of them's got to be a real person. So there are cases where you will have one parent be an NPC, but never both. That's just not possible because there's no spark of God there. They're not real. The only reality came from the person who was real. Oh, Joe Biden is definitely whatever that is. Yeah, that's not a person. Um, well, a lot of people don't know they've seen NPCs, but you have. You've seen NPCs and you've forgotten them too. A lot of them are quite forgettable. They were just people that were there, like I said, to further the construct, to further the game. And then they just kind of disappear. And then nobody knows what happened to them, assumes that they're dead or whatever, assumes they dead or they moved or whatever. Right. Whatever he is, whatever Joe is, he's not a person anymore. If he ever was. Yeah. No, not at all. That isn't even him. That isn't even the same guy. That's some guy with a mask. Honestly, the masks. Yeah, and you know what? His eyes go completely black. Yeah, they're finally taking him off the scene. They're retiring that one. They're retiring the old sock puppet. He's getting pulled. And that's a good thing because that probably means the start of a new era when the sock puppet gets pulled off the scene. You know, only thing that's kind of sad about that is we kind of wanted to see him in an orange jumpsuit before his passing. But they're probably going to pass him on now pretty quickly. And I think they're going to try, they may be attempting to, oh no. You know, a lot of times I get the dark plan. I get like all of a sudden Zoom dark plan. That would fit. Or the plan anyway, whether it's dark or whatever, dark or light, I'm not sure. But you know what? I'm kind of seeing that they're going to pass him on. And, but I've always kind of seen that they're going to pass him on when he's no longer useful. And he's no longer useful. Oh, that's cool. Very cool, Emmett. Joe, or the idea of Joe may die in Africa in December. Really? Have you heard that? I want to hear about that. Please do tell. I would imagine it is dangerous to go to some of these places alone. And if it wasn't before, they will have made it dangerous because they don't want people going there. Because it would be too informative. You know what we could do? We could actually come up with a whole creative stream that where a story that we get to play where we find out we find all of these old ancient places and find out what's going on with them, and it turns out to be something really cool. We could do something really cool like that. We could do all kinds of things on New Earth, but knowing now that we're making it all up. Oh yeah, the bat flu just gone, gone, all gone. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, we're not buying it anymore. Did you notice that we're not buying it? Oh, was I there and fell asleep? That figures in December, yeah. Because December is just before things shift. Because there's a lot that falls in the fall, and then in December is death. There is the death of some things. So in the winter, rather, not necessarily December, but I feel like December is. It could start in December. Ah, okay. And that would be a likely place to take him out. Take him out. Yeah, it's going to be sad because we're not going to get to see that trial. And it would be probably good for whoever is trying to hide things because he has a lot of connections. When they really start looking into Joe, there could be a lot of people involved that they don't want people to know they're involved. So, hmm, you know, um, could be to a lot of people's detriment to have Joe being investigated. I think that's why he's been spared, is because it would just be messy for some people if the connections were known. And going to figure out, now they're going to figure out some way to just kind of shuffle him off to Buffalo. Okay, you don't know what the NPC is. Non-player character. And basically, they're just people who do not have a soul. They are just constructs to further the game, to further the illusion, and they don't have a soul. And people have met them. I have met them. People who just don't have a soul. It's just a program. It's sort of like AI. It's sort of like dealing with you call something up and you're dealing with the AI. As a matter of fact, the AI has more personality than some people. But yeah, non-player character, which means we don't control them. They have their own. They've gone off on. Now this is interesting. This is interesting. We have the ability, and this has been proven. People have done this. Groups have done this, and realized this is reality, and lost control of their NPC that they created, otherwise known as a tulpa. If you look into what a tulpa is, all it is a thought projection. A tulpa, isn't it monster, basically, or it angel, or whatever it is. However, this is the interesting thing about tulpas. They are a being that we create with our minds. Okay. And if a group of people get together and create an entity with their vision, their imagination, it can take on a lot of power. But now here's the interesting thing. As they go on, as we let them go out into the world and lose control of them, we're no longer consciously inputting anything, and they go off and build themselves. They start building themselves. They just take bits and pieces of whatever and start creating, just start adding it and go get out of hand. There's this one group that tried it and they're there. Oh, okay, we're done with it. But did they get rid of it? No, they didn't get rid of it. They're just like, they lost interest. Later on, they look into the matter and find that this thing has grown in ways that they had no idea. When they get back together and they call it back and they're like, oh my God, this isn't the same thing. Yes, it is. Oh, yes, it is. So if you're not in direct control of it, it'll just start building itself from whatever it finds. Oh my gosh. Hi, Dark Meta. Spent his life dreaming of a Biden empire, and when he's gone, it will be too. That's right. So basically, they're tulpas. They're not exactly tulpas, but they're like tulpas. Right. Exactly. Yeah, they're just, my golly, that explains a lot, doesn't it? And you know what? That's the way a lot of them are. They will take on the opinion of the last person they talk to, right? You've known people like that. They'll have the last opinion of the last person they talk to. You know, the person that's most influential, the person that they're most being influenced by, well, then they'll start to be a little carbon copy of that person. That person got control of that thought form. They're just thought forms. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that means the crazy ass boss you have, or the crazy ass neighbor or whatever. Oh my gosh. We've got work to do, boys and girls, to change that. Okay, so I've got a lot of work to do because I somehow created this place being the way it is right. How did I lose control? But anyway, but knowing that we can change that, we can grab it again or dissolve it. I suppose there's ways to dissolve it, but they can get pretty strong. There's been people who've made tulpas that it was really hard to put that genie back in the bottle. Maybe literally, I don't know. But there's been times when people have had, as a matter of fact, quite often, people have had a heck of a time undoing that thought form of theirs. There's lots of stories of that. Mm. Yeah, they don't think for themselves. You all know some people like this. There's some people that you will never be able to save because they're not people. You can't save them. Trying to save them is only going to hurt you. That there's nothing to save. They're just, yeah. So it's nothing to feel bad about if you've tried and you can't. Don't feel bad. I know a lot of people, there are people who really are feeling bad for the NPCs. That doesn't mean be mean to them or unkind to them or anything. That just means that let them dissolve when the time comes. Yeah, they emulate a person. That's all they are. It's what they do. And they don't think for themselves, generally. That's one of the ways you tell. They can't think for themselves. It's because they can't think for themselves. They can't. Okay? So stop making them try to. That's something, if they had a soul, their soul chose that. If they don't have a soul, then it doesn't matter. If they do have a soul, then their soul chose that. Either way, it's none of your damn business, is it? You can offer them. That's why I offer people a different way of thinking about things. But if they don't take it, it's like, okay, I don't care. It's fine. I'll give you some alternative ways to think of things. But if you don't agree, it's totally fine. I'm also fine. This is another thing. You are getting more into the state of mind, into that higher frequency when you hear about deaths and it really doesn't affect you like it used to. And you just kind of look at it and say, well, everybody leaves when it's their time, when and there is a choice. And you know that many of these characters that are NPCs are going to be off the scene in one way or another. They're going to go. A lot of them are going to be NPCs. The ones who aren't, their souls chose it. Their souls maybe didn't want to be here that long. Knowing that this is a game and this is a construct and we do have a choice, maybe they didn't want to be here that long. Maybe they were worried about getting too involved in the game. Maybe they were concerned about that and just didn't want to be gone that long. I'm pretty sure that's the case with dogs and cats and animals. They just don't want to be here that long. They only live 15 years because they don't want to be here that long. They want to do their duty, be your best friend, and then leave. Or have their experience, whatever it is, and then leave. That's all they want. So, they don't want a long experience of here. And, who can blame them? Not everybody wants that. Mhm. Right. So that's another thing, is that it doesn't affect you the same. When you hear that millions died and whatever happened, well, it's too bad. It's sad for the people who are left. But the souls that are gone, the people who moved on just moved on. That's all that happened, is people moved on. And it's not, you know, If they had a soul, their soul chose that. If they didn't have a soul, then they're NPCs and they're just going to get recycled back into energy, and it's not a big deal. Now, we're still probably going to find that it hurts when we lose a loved one. Or then again, we might find that we're neutral about it, that we're growing more neutral about it as time goes on, that we are more neutral. Like we lose a member of the family and it's more philosophical. Another way is when you lose interest in certain things from your old life and you just turn a page. It's like all of a sudden your old interests fall away. They're gone. You realize, gee, I really like to do that, or I really like to see this or travel here, and I have no interest now. Or a particular show I like to watch and I don't want to watch it now. Or there's quite a few shows on YouTube that at one time were very interesting to me. And I go back and visit them a little while to see the people that I know there and say hi to them. And then I toddle off because I've totally lost interest. I mean, there's one that, is still questioning, is still like reading stories of people who had experiences and questioning, is this or is it not? And it's like, I already know that. Yes, there is. Are there dogmen? Well, sure there are. Are there Sasquatch? Sure there are. Are there other cryptids? Yeah. There's probably as many cryptids as people reported, probably. Is it a big deal to me anymore? No. Do I care? Not really. Not really. Will it be fun if we get to meet some of these things? I mean, you know, aliens, will it be fun if we get to meet like ETs or inner Earth people or whatever? Will it be interesting? Yes, that will be quite interesting when that happens, and I believe that will happen. But you know, um, the only reason the Sasquatch were interesting to me ever is when I realized they really were a part of my life and I just didn't know. But now that I've integrated that, it's no big deal to me anymore. They're just there. It's like, hey, my friends, the sweet Sasquatch tribe that happens to be around these parts, and they're very nice, and they go up into Michigan. And I think Jim and I was talking about running into them too. I don't know if Jim and I will talk about it, but yeah, it's like people who meet. There's a very nice tribe up here. People who meet them like them. They don't hurt people. They're actually friendly and will talk to you. They just want to be left alone for the most part, but they will make contact and, just let you know they're around and sometimes even be friends, want to trade with you. Sometimes they'll want to trade things with you. So, do I think about it much anymore? Not really. Unless one of them catches my attention and I'm like, yes, what do you want, dear? Just like a friend of mine. There's one I hear of, I mind speak with from time to time, and she's like a friend of mine. How you doing? How you doing, love? You need anything out there? You okay? You staying warm? And okay, you staying fed? Yeah. Okay. Mhm. Oh yeah, Joe is is absolutely NPC. And he's programmed to be the way he is. That's why he's so what? That one's breaking down, right? Hey, smoking in G sharp, how you doing? Hey. So, yeah. I never had any interest in cryptids at all, except maybe ETs. That was interesting. And I had to have interest in ghosts and stuff because I dealt with them. I had to have interest in that sort of thing, spiritual stuff, because I had to deal with it. It was part of my job. But by and large, the cryptids didn't mean anything to me until they let me know that they were there and that they've known me a long time. And actually, they're not anything foreign. They've known me all my life and they're actually friends. And then for a while, I was like, wow, I got to learn more about this. And then after I did, I'm like, oh, cool. Okay. I'm not crazy. I really am talking to them. They proved to me that I really am talking to them. And then I went on with my life. And I think that's part of the reason they got in touch with me is because they know I'm not going to go out and hunt them. I'm not going to go out and bother them. I'm not going to go out and do anything to them. I'm not going to do anything at all except just be a friend here and know about them. Maybe tell some people about them that they're not beasts. Okay. They're not animals. They're people. And that is going to be important in the future. So, hey, Lewis. So, whatever these other things are, if they're not a part of my reality, I'm not going to bother with, I mean, it's like sports. I have no interest in sports. Oh, some people are crazy about sports. I have no interest. I can't tell you anything hardly at all about sports. I can't tell you hardly anything. I don't even know if you mention a player, maybe somebody really famous like LeBron, I would be saying, "That's, football, right?" From football. But, other than that, Joe DiMaggio, oh, yeah, he was connected with baseball, right? Yeah, it's just not appealing to me, so, why do I keep any facts in my head about it? Yeah, or the entertainment industry. I don't give a flying what the Kardashians are doing. I don't give a dang what the Kardashians are doing. I have no interest, except how maybe they influence society. But as far as keeping up with the I don't even know which one's which, okay? For sure. Nothing to me. You know, and I like music, so I know some musical people. And I like some entertainment, so I know some entertainment people, but really I don't know most of the newer ones coming in. I'm just not interested that much in a lot of TV shows are just, for a long time there, they looked like they were going to be good and then they turned out to be bullshit. And I just said, oh, to heck with it. I'm just going to watch YouTube. And now I just watch things for information on things I'm interested in or the music videos or sometimes music videos I'll watch or sometimes videos for to do something like the solfeggio frequencies or the Rife frequencies or whatever, or the sleep videos, whatever. That's what I watch. But really, do I give a damn about pop culture anymore? Well, not too much. Just a little, maybe. whatever you find on the internet. Like, I know what the Kifness is. I only know what the Kifness is because it's so fucking cute. He's the one with the singing cats. And if you guys haven't heard Lonely Cat, my gosh, where have you been? Right. Anybody know about the Kifness? Yeah, people show up in waves. Yeah, I'm sorry, Lewis. Brad Pitt, Jennifer Aniston, and to me, it's like they're living their lives. That's all I know. They're maybe they may be clones. For all I know, who even knows if they're real people anymore? Your coworker may be an NPC. You know what? That's another thing. NPCs are easily hypnotized, right? That's one of the ways you can tell they're very easily hypnotized by trends. They're hypnotized by famous people. They're hypnotized by TV shows, movies. They're easily hypnotized, right? They're easily hypnotized by that stuff. They're easily drawn in to where they really think it's real. It becomes very important to them, you know? And it's like in a way that it could never be important to me, right? That's how you know. That's another way you know. That's not a real person. But they're responding to their own, maybe. Maybe they're responding to like. They're fake like me. Look, fake like me. There, there's a book in the making. There, I got to write that one, right? Fake like me by Khloe Kardashian. Ooh, one of them is Chloe, isn't it? I don't know. Let's see. Is there even a Khloe Kardashian? I don't know. I know we got a Chloe. Our Chloe's better. Our Chloe's better than their Chloe. Our Chloe's better than their Chloe. Our Chloe's better than theirs. Our Chloe's better because she's a real person. Our Chloe's better than theirs. Okay. Happy hump day. Scotty, your favorite day of the week, right? Right. I know there are people who are obsessed with this, so obsessed. And it's like, what's up with that? Or just spank me, fake like me. Oh my God. Michael Myers and Friends. Remember, hey, can you imagine that collaboration? Knock, knock. You know, and people disappearing. Oh, God. That's deranged. Oh my gosh. An apostrophe. Apostrophe. Epistrophe. Chloe's meow meow. Will the real Chloe please stand up? Well, no, our Chloe is the counting countess, and you can't. The counting contessa. You cannot. There is no contest with the counting contessa. She's a counting countess with a 1, 2, 3. That's our own Chloe. It's not quite. Haven't quite got the flow yet. Thought you were Khloe Kardashian. So there's a Khloe Kardashian. Mhm. Oh, your dog's name is Cat. Gender confusion is nothing compared to species confusion. That's okay. There's that dog whose name is Bunny who thinks she should be a human but isn't. Is very depressed that she's not a human. Had a monkey named Taco, but he wasn't real. Okay. That moment when you realize your friends are even stranger than you thought, which is pretty strange. Cool. Yeah. Some of my imaginary friends weren't imaginary, though. I had imaginary friends that weren't really imaginary. And I know people who had imaginary pets that weren't imaginary, really. Oh, you were actually Jason Voorhees. I get them mixed up. Tukruska the biscuit. Now there's a word that's impossible to spell. Biscuit, biscuit. Quit, just quit. Just quit trying to spell it. Auto F up will do it for you. They stopped your car while you were in it? Once. Well, non-strange people, that's certainly not non-player characters. Non-strange people. I tried to be normal once, and it was the worst 5 minutes of my life. Let's see. My mind goes right to cat dog or dog cat, whatever that cartoon was. Chloe's Peaches. Well, you might want to ask your wife about that. Hey, somebody wants to come up here. You're welcome to it. There you go. So there's the link. If you want to tell us about any of your, hang on, I'm going to look at my notes again. Okay. Okay. As per my notes, which I'm getting good at going between my notes and here. Did anything happen while I was looking at my notes? So, another thing I wanted to mention is 3 Days of Darkness. I mean, we've gone over the solar flash. That is extremely personal. I mean, that's going to go differently for everybody. The world, the polar flip's already in progress. They're making sure it's happening very slowly. I wanted to reiterate this because I mentioned it on another show. But I know that some people it probably didn't get through to them for whatever reason. The polar flip is going to happen very slowly this time. It's not going to be a fast flip, not like an egg where we just go flip. No, it's not going to happen like that this time. It's already happening, and they are making sure it's happening very slow, and that is our star brothers and sisters are making sure that it's not going to obliterate everything this time. Just as we're becoming aware. Really? Interesting. Okay, so well, yeah, you are in a way. I meant making all of this up, and so are we. I mean, but what the heck? It's a good, we got to do something with eternity. So, the electromagnetic field is already in progress. It's already changing. So the physical flip, apparently that has been going on, but very slow to the point that it's not going to be that noticeable for a while. Um, and that is because they don't want everybody destroyed before they, just as they're getting aware enough to ascend. We're like finishing the game this time. This is it. We're wrapping it up. Oh, yeah. The last alignment was 9/11. Well, we're about to finish that corridor of events. So what happened, what started in that 9/11 is going to finish in this 9/11, is my understanding of it. Yeah, the North Pole is heading for Russia, I guess. I don't know. So, well, yes. So things will be different. We will have a very different experience of this. Whoever stays on Earth, I don't think on the old Earth, I don't think they'll have very much to experience left because it's kind of the way one person described it is there are actually three spheres. They saw three spheres. And the one in the middle was deteriorating, and that might have been the one I was seeing. But the one in the middle is a bridge between one and two, between the two Earths. Okay. And that bridge Earth or conduit Earth is dissolving. That may be the one that I dream about that's dissolving. So maybe that's what's happening. And old Earth is going to be like a whole different thing. And new Earth. Now, here's another point to consider. And all of these things, and over again, we get the message to trust our intuition. That one of the things we must learn to do is trust our intuition. And we will get lessons on how to trust our intuition from our guides. Okay? Our guides will insert little lessons in how to trust our intuition and why we should trust our intuition. So we should trust our intuition already, okay? So I'm telling you this from my intuition because I trust it. Because For one thing, other people have seen the same stuff, and millions of people. I don't think they're all nuts. And some of them from very disparate circumstances. So, disparate, not necessarily desperate, but disparate. That means different. So, I'm looking at this. We are supposed to start, for one thing, it'd be better for us to consciously manifest. That's just a given. We should definitely um, forgive ourselves. There's going to be a lot of self forgiveness that we're going to have to do when we realized how rough we were on us. Because we're actually, when we're angry about our life, it's like we signed up for it. Why the hell did I sign up for that stupid thing? You know? And actually, as I was listening to some of this stuff, I was talking to my guides and I was just so angry at one point. I was going, what are we all fucking nuts over there that we sign up for this crazy shit that happens here? What are we nuts? Are we completely out of our minds over there? Are we that fucking bored? You know, they're just laughing their asses off as I say this. They think this is hilarious, right? Absolutely hilarious. Forgive yourself. Oh, well, thank you, Emmett. Shroomy. So shroomy. Right. Yeah, it does kind of need a gnome. You know what? I got a gnome somewhere. Maybe I can get a gnome. Gnome of my own. Maybe I can get a gnome, sweet gnome to put up there. Yeah, I got one. I got a little gnome. I'll put a gnome up there. Yeah. Why not? Mhm. Oh, that's cute. Or maybe a fairy. Yeah, why did we do this to ourselves? You know, it's like, and of course, after I get over my temper tantrum, we're all fucking nuts over there, aren't we? Is that it? That's just the answer. We're fucking nuts over there. Really bored. They think this is hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Well, the answer goes something along the line of, well, you wanted to experience. And what follows is usually something you never, you know, something you didn't have there. Okay. So you wanted to experience it. Once again, I say, are we fucking nuts over there, all of us? Why would we want to experience that? We didn't know any better. We thought it was cool. Wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be interesting? Well, how would we do that? How would we get through that? How would we yeah, ugh. How would we function without our arms? How would we function in that kind of a place? How would we function in that kind of a circumstance? And it's like I am so over that era. And then we get here, it's a lot more painful than we think. From where we are, it looks like nothing, though. I mean, from there, it's like an eye blink. Once you're out of those people who have actually made it out of the construct, it's just an eye blink. It's just a drop of water. It's just nothing. It's because we go on forever. So it's nothing. It's just this weird momentary fluctuation of being. This whole lifetime that we're having a fit about. Right, and generally do. Thank you. Right. Thank you. Thank you, folks. Yeah. Yeah. And then you grow and then you get more responsibility and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Which is why you drink like a fish. Because it's so different. That's why Scotty's always dry. Did you come from the younger dry ass period? Isn't it weird that the younger dry ass period was so damn wet? That's the thing about it. Everything's reversed, right? It's all reverse speak. Younger dry ass. That means the old wet ass period. Right? Am I right? A, B. Yeah. People take the difficult path for maximum learning, maximum experience. Okay. And then there's the rainbow body. And the rainbow bodies, when they ascend, they turn into these little tiny doll-like figures, younger versions of themselves, but little tiny doll-like figures that don't age and don't decompose, right? And they have them in some of the monasteries, all kind of decked out. And is that like some kind of little prize that you get for playing the game a certain way and you win? You ascend and then you get a little prize for ascending. This little doll, this little this little icon of you that, it's like, oh, look, a winner, this person. I always wondered about that. Why would there be anything left? And it's like, that's why. Maybe. Who bakes a gnome a meat pie? I don't know. I don't think that's a good idea. Probably the rest of them would be upset. Hmm. Experience is overrated. So, Chloe is hot. That's hot. Yeah. I mean, when you really look at it, it's like, oh my god, it is like a freaking video game. Oh shit. And we're making video games like that and we're making constructs in constructs. We're making matrices and matrices. Matrices and matrices. We're doing it all over again. It is the holofractal. It is a holofractal. It is just like that. It's like a hologram and a fractal. It's like a fractal, but it's a hologram. It's and now it all fits, right? We're building the same damn shit again. Just in a different way. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh geez. Was there anything else I wanted to bring up? Well, let me see. Oh yes, 3 days. 3 days of darkness. 3 days of darkness. Right. 3 days of darkness. Turns out that for most people, that's going to be immediate blackout. It's going to be when there's going to be no TV and there's not going to be internet, no phone, no phone, no pool, no, what was that? Gilligan's Island. No motor cars, not a single luxury. Yeah, no phone, no media, basically. Media blackout. Totally. Some people have already had it. And my intuition said that. Some people already had that. The power's gone out. Now, maybe I already even had mine, because who says it has to go out in 3 days concurrently? We had 3 different times throughout the last year when we had a complete blackout. When we had blackouts, it was 3 different times, but it was 3 days that we had a blackout. Okay. So I'm like, did I already have mine and I didn't even know? Oh, could be. We don't know. There you go. Okay, somebody's in. Somebody's waiting. It's Max. Hope you weren't waiting very long. There you
Hey, how
are.
you doing?
How you doing? How you doing, mister? Okay, so what's up? What's on your mind, Mr. Max? Mr. John?
Oh, not much. You were just asking about Biden there. So, yeah, we did that in remote viewing. When Biden going to kick the bucket, or the image or effigy of Biden, whatever's left of him. When is
Right.
the it'll be either when he actually dies or when the news cycle uses it for
Yeah.
purposes.
So it'll
Uh,
probably be, oh, well, he was off in Africa for that summit. And,
yeah,
well,
something
that
like that.
traveling card on an old man. And
Yeah, could happen before that if he goes earlier, but we saw him dying in Africa some way. So
because
yeah,
they're taking him out because they got the new guy put in, or they've substituted a new guy.
yeah, they gotta set up their new guy and get him up and running.
Yeah.
And who are they using now for their
I
new guy?
forget what his name is.
They
I
got
don't even remember what
because
his name is.
DeSantis didn't work, right?
Yeah, DeSantis didn't work. Vivek is, what, Vivek is fun to watch, but I don't trust him, and a lot of people don't trust him.
Oh no, he's totally taking money.
He's just too
He's
slick.
he's taking money from NGOs we don't really want to affiliate with.
Well, not only that, but somebody showed a video where he almost exactly took Obama's speeches word for word.
Yeah, I
So
heard that.
he's coming from he's done some kind of weird, freaky merge of Obama and Trump.
Hmm.
And with Trump values, and I'm like, well, he's taking the president's people are most loyal to.
Yeah, we've got we've got a similar party up here, the Conservative Party. They tell you what you want to hear, and then just do whatever the Liberals were going to do anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
I,
just
d-
do something else anyway.
I thought they might end up having to pull up Big Mike.
Yeah, we were thinking they might do Big Mike, but no, I think too many people were on to Big Mike.
Yeah, that kind of
That might
made
be
it.
the
That kind
problem.
of made it. That kind of made its way out of the
Out
banana
of the
hammock.
closet. Yeah, Big Mike's wang made its way out of the closet.
Yeah.
Mhm. So I think might have just been just
Oh,
too many.
Gavin Newsom. Okay,
No, it wasn't Gavin Newsom that
that's
they
what Indigroove
found.
is saying.
No, it was another guy. It wasn't old Gavin.
Oh, okay, I don't know who it was.
I
I have no
forget who
clue.
the guy's name was. Some other guy that I didn't hear, no, never heard of. Nobody's ever heard of. Almost. Yeah,
Well,
they almost have to pick somebody that nobody's ever heard of, right?
pretty much,
Think about it.
because we're
You
just
know,
gonna dig, right?
right?
We're trained to dig now, so you got to find somebody that you've preened and squeaky cleaned for 30, 50 years, depending on how old they are.
Mhm.
Track down
So
their bank accounts, track down where they lived, who their spouses were.
yeah, we're going to look at everything now. We're going to
Yeah.
have a camera up your ass 24/7 if we have to find out who the heck you are, because we don't trust anybody anymore.
Mm-hmm.
We do not trust anybody. There's a contingent of us that does not trust anybody, and it's fine. I
Yeah.
think it's about time for that. I think we need to know who the hell we're electing.
If you're in
Because
public office, you should have
time.
a body cam on you 24/7 and somebody filming you, because you shouldn't be
Yeah,
making backdoor deals. Flat out.
absolutely. We
You
should
shouldn't.
have.
You shouldn't have any
Wow,
privacy,
that'd be cool. That's
right?
how we elect a president. We body cam him.
Oh yeah, and have a photographer
And
follow
then
them around.
decide from there if that's the person we want running the country. Oh, wow. What an idea. Wow, that would be cool too. It'd be like, and then we see him making shady deals, or, it's like, well,
Nope.
yep. Oh, yeah. That would be nice.
They want cameras everywhere. Let's put cameras everywhere.
Hell yeah.
You've
Put 'em
got to
up.
be in all the public places in your house. So if you have anybody over, we get to see the meeting.
Right.
If you have a party, we get to see your party. Until you're out of office, you don't have a private life.
Mm-hmm. No private life.
And term limits of 4 years.
Mm-hmm. That would be
serve
interesting. 4 years of for that, and for
any
those
level office. Any level office doesn't matter.
that is, you know what, and that's interesting because consider what we pay them.
Yeah.
What they get as a wage, and that they get it for their whole lives. Is 4 years that bad with a camera on you all the time? Compared to us, we get a camera on us.
Fine, bump up the pay. It's a pretty high pressure job. We'll give you $1 million. We'll give you 4 times what we're paying now. But we want to know every movement you make, every word out of your mouth, and we're going to film you constantly.
Oh, well, they're already paid very, very, very well.
Oh yeah, we know they are. But to make it enticing to people who have some morals and scruples,
Yeah. Oh gosh, those folks.
Yeah.
When do we ever see those?
Well, we've seen them. They just get buried.
But they kind of get buried. Yeah, that's true. So basically, that's the other piece of advice from the guides, from all these people's guides, is you're not really here that long. Have fun. Well, I aim to make this game a lot more fun. I don't know about you guys, but knowing what I know now, I'm going to hack this mofo and have a lot more fun. And I'm going to play from hacked God mode. I'm going to figure out, once again, I've said this before, I'm going to figure out how to play hacked God mode. Okay. And
We have a new cold spell coming. So if you guys want to put some energy into fighting that one off again, the effect of the
right,
last one was neat. Yeah, there was bad weather down in Mexico. They had high
right, that
winds
was
too.
weird. We got snow finally,
Did you?
but I was told that it had to be that way. It's killing something.
Yeah.
Remember, I try to work with the natural planets, like I say, for the highest and best good, if it
Yeah.
doesn't interfere with the plan. So having having it not snow would have interfered with the plan, so it snowed.
You guys
Okay,
have
fine.
cycles of animals and plants to follow.
I'm fine with it.
Yep.
If we have to have it, we have to have it. That's cool. It's not gonna be it's not that bad really. It's kind of pretty. But
Snow November, that's pretty common.
mhm. So, not that big a deal.
I remember when I was a kid, we had snow in September. So, yeah.
Hmm. Seems like we did once in a while
Yeah.
have
Yeah, it goes through
snow
it goes through
for
cycles.
October.
It goes through
Yeah.
cycles. Sun has a few different cycles. It has an 11-year cycle that we can notice in our lifetime, and then it has other ones that are longer. But, yeah.
Mhm. Oh, you sing Stalker's song. I'll be watching you. Yep, I'll be watching you. Exactly. Oh yeah, oh, can't you see you belong to me? Yeah.
Oh, what was that?
Brad, if we paying you
Where
that
the teacher was in the school?
kind
What was that one?
what?
There was a teacher in a school. That was
Do 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 do
yeah,
do.
that's it.
Don't stand so close to me.
Yeah, that's a pedophile song.
Don't stand so close
Young
to
girl
me.
at the bus stop.
Wet bus stop, she's waiting. The car is warm and dry. Don't stand, don't stand. Yeah, yeah, that was from when he was a teacher. He was a teacher for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. All this surveillance is shutting down the probability waves. And the waves now. Yeah. Hot for teacher. Scotty's going into hot for teacher. That wasn't Sting. That was, who was that? Van
Van
Halen.
Halen. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I got it bad, bad, bad. I'm hot for teacher. That one. Hey, did you miss me? That was pretty good.
Yeah.
This is a pretty good one. Okay. Yeah. We've had some songs about that. But anyway, so okay, guys. So we know, and it's corroborated by other sources, by multiple sources. So now we know what's going on. We can't say we don't know. We might say we haven't absorbed it or digested it entirely yet. What's really going on? Like, what is this void exactly? Well, it's the place from which all things come. And one day, and actually today, because all days are today, everything is now. It just looks linear. That's just a construct, though. In some way, shape, or form, some version, we're creating everything from the void. And if we're not building something, we're in a void. That's why we're always building. That's why we're always creating. That's the kind of creatures we are, I guess. Yeah, it's kind of a letdown, ain't it? In a way, that nothing would exist if we didn't create it. Where on some level, we created everything, and nothing would exist without that. Them's the breaks, I guess. Can we create something beyond the void? I don't know. Maybe there is something beyond the void. Or maybe we could create that there's something beyond the void, or maybe we could create the illusion that there's something
We've
beyond
been there. We went there in class.
Beyond the void?
We went to the edge of our universe.
Oh, well, that's different from the void. The universe is still
at the edge of the universe is more universes.
Yeah, that's still in the construct.
Yeah.
That's still a construct. So, yeah, but I always knew that because I've traveled there too. Our universes, more universes, and within universes, and then it just keeps going. It keeps going on out pretty much ad infinitum.
Yep.
Then you get bored after a while, trying to expand yourself out further and further, and it's just like more of this, you know.
You always come back to the game.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, well, if somebody wants to look at it as the pointlessness of existence, okay. But if you want to look at it as, wow, we can create things. We get to a point, at some point, we can create anything, and we can create some really cool shit, right? So now I'm kind of vacillating between, what? Is that all there is? Is that all there is to the circus? Is that all there is? And wait a minute, I can create all kinds of shit. Oh, okay. Oh, wait, I don't want to create shit. Can I create all kinds of cool stuff? Yeah. Oh, I'm an artist. You know what?
I blew up the universe.
What?
I blew up the universe.
So what's funny is I just thought of something. That'd be another way to tell who's an NPC. They're not creators. They don't create anything. They're not creative. Not at all. Because they're not the creators. We're the creators. The real people are the creators. The people who are just not creative at all, they're NPCs. That's why they're not creative. They can't be creative. They're NPCs.
Maybe.
Oh my God.
I gotta back out. I just wanted to tell you about about Biden.
I am 100% down with that. I wish I could stay awake to hear how you were sleep programming me. But for some reason, and I go into this trance, really. I don't know if it's necessarily sleep. But when somebody needs something and when something needs to be done, I'll just feel sleepy out of the blue and just go right into this trance. And then when I wake up, something's different. And or for whoever, needed help, something's different for them. And all of a sudden things are working out for them. I don't know what the heck I do or where I go. But, or what, I have no memory of it, but whatever it is, it works. And if I'm falling asleep, you're sending us out on a task. Apparently, I just freaking leave my body just at a moment's notice. If I'm not very careful, I'm just gone.
Yeah, I've had that effect on a few people, putting them to sleep, and into trances.
Too.
Yeah,
me too.
I don't do it intentionally.
That's just part of what we got to deal with as being what we are.
Yeah.
So anyway, thanks for coming up here. Yeah. I really appreciate the company up here.
Guys.
when somebody comes up here, thank you so much. See ya.
We'll talk
See
to
ya
you
on
later.
the weekend. Hey, if you're coming in early, I want to know about it. You're going to come in early and have a class early. I want to know about it. So I don't miss them all. But anyway, hello, Project Skyfalls. How you doing? Yeah, that's called blackout. No, it's not actually, Sky. No, I just feel sleepy, and if I continue to talk to whoever I'm talking to, I just kind of fade. And then I say, okay, I'm getting called away. I have to sleep. I have to get horizontal. And then all of a sudden, when I wake up, next time I talk to them, whatever it is solved. Okay. That's usually how it goes. So, do I have any clue what I'm doing? No, not really. But whatever it is I'm doing when I'm out, it's helpful. So who gives a right? It's not a big deal. I'm sure I'll remember someday, or maybe I won't. Doesn't matter. But anyway, that just seems to be how the magic works with me. So I have a little bit different process. But Edgar Casey was a different person when he slept. He was an entirely different embodiment, and different being came through when he slept, a different side of him. And so I don't know, maybe I'm kind of like that. Kind of like the sleeping prophet. Please send Seattle a light winter. We're working on that. Oh, now quit that. Okay. Yeah, Edgar Casey, the sleeping prophet. That's what they called him because he did most of his work asleep. And that's the thing about trance channels is that they miss a lot of their life, their own life. They have to see it in replays. What did I say while I was out? What did I do while I was out? That's the thing about it. I'm going to sleep. I have no notion of what I'm doing. I'm doing something. Something is different when I wake up. I don't know what I was doing all those hours. I don't remember most of my dreams. If I remember a dream, it's usually important, trying to tell me something. But most of the time, I don't remember what I was doing when I was out. So anyway, yeah, we'll try and get you some warmer weather. We're going to get some warmer weather up in here too. I'll see what the clouds have to say. Here's another thing. Oh yes, there was another thing. Isabella. I saw a really old Isabella. She does cards and crystal balls and dice. She's the one where I got the idea to get these dice. Okay. Isabella, she's pretty good. I think she's a very nice lady. I think she works hard uh, to give us the right information. She was saying she saw during the course of the summer some kind of green mist over the earth, and it was AI. It had something to do with the AI, and it wasn't good. It was the AI trying to put their signals in, ride their signals in on the new codes that they were trying to like insert their codes along with the new codes that the sun was beaming to us. But that was largely over in the fall. Well, now it's very interesting that there are some of us who are outdoor people and love the outdoors, but didn't want to go out this year all summer. And I'm like, "Why don't I wanna go out?" I'm all ready to go out, but I don't wanna go out. I'd only go out for short times to do the shopping and whatever, but I wouldn't sit outside like I like to do. Like, what the heck's going on? Okay, so the AI is putting apparently putting its codes out all summer and it dissipates by fall. Guess what? It gets to be fall now. I'm finally ready to go outside, but now it's cold. And various people are going, "Yeah, now I wanna go outside. What happened?" Well, I think we were being very careful not to be influenced by the AI. For some reason, we had to be careful. I don't know, maybe we had to be more careful than some folks, for whatever reason. But I think it was that was the reason. So if you didn't feel much like going out this summer and you didn't, maybe for a reason. Um, and actually, then I have to once again trust my intuition. I have to trust my intuition that if I don't want to go out, that I'm not supposed to. Instead of beating myself up for not getting outside more. Right, right, right. AI source overlay. Maybe if I would have hung outside like I used to do, maybe it wouldn't have been good. Now I think I'd heard something about that, but it just didn't occur to me because I didn't have any notion of going outside. But now that I hear it in retrospect, I'm thinking, and now that I'm wanting to go outside again, it's like, what's going on? And then that comes up and it's like, oh, see, that's an old reading of hers. Oh, yeah, that would figure. I didn't want to go outside because I didn't want to be in that. Okay. Right. Weird. The Smurfs were they were destroyed in the ocean. I'm totally lost on that one, Lewis. They were destroyed in the ocean. You're part of the war against the old AI. Okay. The Smurfs were part of your past life regression. I don't see how that works, but the Smurfs? Well, there are blue guys. I've seen blue guy. There are various blue guys coming from Sirius. I guess some from Andromeda too. There are a lot of blue people out in the universe. Oh, you found the land of Nod? Cool. Well, you have to tell us about that sometime, Lewis. I'd like to hear about that. That'd be fun. And B, you found the land of Nod. Yeah, I'm often blue, or kind of a blue purple, kind of periwinkle. Probably we come from the same place or a similar place. One of her past life readings, the person sounded a lot like me, I think, and their memory of home sounded like my home. It sounded just like my home. And they were talking about, okay, and once again, as I said, my intuition was saying somehow D5 or frequency 5, that is where the door is. Okay. And we can go anywhere we want to from there. Okay. That's what it looks like. Guess what? got confirmation of that. Somebody's past life memory. That's exactly right. From D5, once they got fully into the frequency of D5, then they saw people going anywhere they wanted to and being able to come back. You can go anywhere you want to from D5. Just like I thought, D5 is the ticket. It's the ticket anywhere. Yeah. That's why it's so important to be there. Why we're heading there is so we can all go where we want to go. We don't have to deal with, being stuck anymore. The lid is off the jar. Mhm. The lid's off the jar. I don't know if there's a song like that. Yeah, only one Smurfette. That's kinda, yeah, it sounds like China. Ah, interesting. It might be. It might be. Yeah, the way she was describing her home is like with the very tall, spiky sort of mountains, because the mountains I remember are sharper than ours, spikier and probably less worn down. And that sounds like inner earth. That's what they say about inner earth. But then our waters are turquoise, my favorite colors, turquoise and purple. And then a lot of stuff. There's a lot of very purple energy. The mountains are kind of pink and purple. That's my place. We're playing with the cetaceans all the time. We're out in nature. The homes blend in with the scenery. That's my place. Life is easy there. We create by singing and dancing and playing and art. We just create very easily there. We don't have to work. We don't have to toil. We don't have to do anything we don't want to do. Everything, even birth, is easy there. You know, there are a few challenges, very minor compared to here. There are a few limitations, very minor as compared to here. And it's just a lighter, happier place. The water is more clear and sparkly and sort of turquoise colored. The sky has beautiful colors in it. Most of the time, it's kind of a light purpley, sort of a purpley blue with different colors in it. So it's a little bit more purpley than our blue of a blue. But our sky is kind of a purpley blue. I mean, in some parts. So, like when it gets towards night, it gets kind of like that. But yeah, our sky is more of a purplish blue, and they call that periwinkle, sort of a periwinkle blue, and so are we. So, and some of us are sort of bluish, and some of us are more purplish, and some of us are a little bit more green, and a little bit more pink. I mean, we have different species, but not the colors that we have here. We're way more colorful. Yeah, cool. Right. Well, you're probably mind speaking, whether you knew it or not. So, yeah, absolutely. Um, there are places, my place is Beautiful place, actually. I need a long, long vacation there. But apparently that's going to be more like New Earth. New Earth is going to be a bit more like that. It's going to be a lighter place, not as heavy, not as dense, not as impossible. I mean, this is a place of we wanted to limit ourselves. The people who came here really wanted to show off, okay? As far as I can determine, we wanted to show off by coming here. Look what I can do. Yeah, I can do all this and be this limited. I can be more limited than now. Mhm. Click for echolocation. Yeah. I make all kinds of weird noises with my mouth, and I always have. And when my voice started coming back from when it was gone, my first notes sounded more like orcas than whales. Sounded more like cetaceans. So it's sort of like Daryl Hannah in Splash. You know how she made some of those? It sounded more like that. I thought that was funny. So, but yeah, so maybe we are the merfolk. That could be why we're into merfolk, is maybe that's us. Okay. Maybe that's who we actually are. So, did you ever think of that? Maybe that's from back home. Maybe some of us are here. But maybe that's normal back home. So, right. Anyway, hey, 222. I've been on 2 hours and 22 minutes. Wow. That's cool. Yeah. I think a lot of us were. That's probably why. And what do you want to bet? There are dragons and Pegasus and everything flying around there. What do you want to bet? That all of our favorite cryptids are there, you know, right? I mean, we got unicorns, Pegasus, and whatever. I bet you when we get home, we'll see them all. And some of them get here. Some of them are here, but probably most of that stuff is back home. Yep. That's what I'm thinking. Because it seems like we're pretty easy with it. So, hey, that's going to be fun, Now that's fun because I was really bitching that this place was not not really that much fun. And I guess we can create it to be a lot. We can create our new place to be very fun. So I'm going to work on that. And that's the advice, is have fun, because this is really not that long in the scheme of things. So maybe instead of constantly looking, because I was constantly looking to get out, I hated it here from the moment I got here. I'm trying to figure out how to get out of here. But now that I understand I can change everything to suit myself, maybe I want to hang around and in inside 5D, whatever that actually is, and create some fun stuff instead of going right home. Or it sounds like you can go back and forth between, in which case I'll go home and reconnect with my old friends and family, and then come back and create some cool stuff. round and round she'll go. But in either event, I'll see you again because you're part of my soul family. So we'll keep bumping into each other somehow. Oh, cool. The merman superhero on SpongeBob looks like you? Really? Oh, how cool. And a mermaid. You lifted a mermaid out of the water? Oh, that's cool. Well, now we know which planet we came from, right? We all volunteered to come here. You are right, because as far as I can tell, all of us volunteered to come here, even though it didn't seem like it. Maybe thought we must have been kicking and screaming, but no, we all volunteered. Every one of us. And so, yeah, I figure most of you probably came from where I came from. Okay, so, we'll hang out there too. It'll be fun. We'll have a good time. Won't be I don't think there'll be any need for ganja there. So I'm thrilled actually about that in a way is being able to create because yeah, I am the creative type and I am a creator and thinking that I will be able to create all of this stuff and will knowingly and consciously be creating is wonderful. I mean, I'm thrilled. I'm so happy with that thought. So right, you know what, Freeman, I listen to that channel too sometimes, and a lot actually, and yeah, they do talk about that. That's one they correlate with some of the stories of people getting from past life readings. That correlates with what we've heard. That also correlates with the Pleiadian material. The Pleiadian materials like that. So it all really fits together. And I'm like I said, I'm excited. Some of you may notice I have a little different energy than I had for a while there. I was really wondering how I was going to get through some of those years that during wow, I mean the COVID years were grueling, you know, kind of. And the years when I was trying to get over, I spent a long time trying to get over like the last 18 years when I came here. And finally, I'm beginning to really recover from that. Um, yeah, we don't want Atlantis over again. We want to do something else. We don't want to totally recreate Atlantis. Atlantis fell. And so, yeah, if we create Atlantis again, it's going to get effed up again. We got to do something different. And actually, Lemuria didn't last either. Yeah. Yeah, we got to. I don't think we should be repeating. If we can help it, we should do something different. We should come up with some different games, doggone it. We need to come up with some new games, some cooler games, some funner games. This one's not as much fun. This one's a very limitation. This one was, you know, the game was supposed to be on hard mode. It wasn't supposed to be on super hard, nearly impossible mode. But some of us, I guess, turned that dial way too far. It's like, what did you want to do? Oh, are you kidding me? Yeah. Well, I might want to walk around Inner Earth and take a look at what Inner Earth is like, see what's going on in there. Because I've been through there before and it looks pretty nice. Right. And basically that's what we do in Frequency 5 is we just go places. We don't have to lug stuff around as much. We just go places. Hayadara. Oh. Well, yeah, I've been saying that is that they're not all evil. There are actually some that are from here. They're native. And they're not our enemies. And actually, I have met online somebody who swears that she is a hybrid, and that they they are they are creating hybrids to kind of reestablish a relationship with the surface dwellers again, because they want to kind of form a bridge between us again, and so we know about each other once again. So but they can't. I guess there are certain agreements that they can't until a certain stage of our development. Yeah. Well, the Greys were trying to fix what went wrong in their genome because shit happened to them. But then again, there's more than one Grey species. There are a few of them. Okay, I'm getting tired now. I've been on nearly 3 hours. I'm going to get some kind of sleep. Countries of caves, yeah, probably. I miss home too, Chloe. I want to do all that swimming we do. I want to just swim and chill and play, enjoy the stars and the scenery, and just create things. Just create beautiful things. I'm an artist. Yeah. Consciousness can move fast. That's why they say the quick and the dead. Consciousness moves immediately. No time at all. Faster, way faster than the speed of light. Yeah, I wonder too if they go a day in the earth sometimes. Hmm. Yep, I'm getting drifty. I gotta drift off to sleep. I will be seeing you this weekend. This weekend, remember I'm on Sundays, Mondays, and Wednesdays. And um, I'm going to be on closer to 8, probably 8:30 now. I'm thinking 8:30 is good. 8:30, something like that. I'm going to be on earlier because just I need to be able to get up in the daytime and do something, do stuff while it's still light out. Really? Hmm. Okay. Well, there's more than one kind of gray. I think there's more than one kind of everything. Tell you the truth, I think it's just a vast array of creation out there and in here and everywhere. I just think there's as many life forms as and more than you can imagine. And, maybe closer to Star Wars. So, and maybe way beyond Star Wars. Okay. So, well, you got to make her, got to dream her up. Okay. You got to dream your princess up. Gee, does that mean we're going to go see are you going to make yourself some space buns, Leah? Leah? Okay. Well, you guys, there you go. Have more fun. We're creators. Just what I always tell you. You are divine. You are creators, so create well and wisely. And apparently, it's a good idea to create consciously as well. If I can give you any advice, it would be to create consciously and get rid of some of the baggage in your iceberg. Get rid of as much as you can and peel them onion layers, just like I always say. It comes off in layers. And don't worry about a thing unless that pleases you. Don't you worry about a thing. Oh, there's still going to be some challenges along the road, but I think really for those of us who have gotten this far, the worst is long over now. The worst of it is way over. We've seen it about as bad as it's going to get for us, and now we're going on the upward swing. So we're past the point that some people are going to have to still go through. And I'm sorry, some people are still going to have to go through some real shit. But that's their trip and not mine and not yours. So if you're on this show, you're probably pretty much out of the heaviest of the shit. Okay? Good for you. Yes. Oh, I believe it. I think we've all gotten hit. Oh, yeah. I got hit by a bunch of shit and I'm still here. So, you think you're going to scare me? Think you're going to scare me with anything on the astral? I will drop kick you right through a portal. And if for some reason I can't catch you to do that, I got great big friends that will. I mean, it's funny, that thing outside the window, Michael came flying in and just grabbed that sucker and threw it like a football through a portal. I mean, it was impressive. And it was gone. So, am I worried? Not really. Did that thing that was here make a mess? Yes, it sure did. It pissed me off. Am I going to have to clean up after that? Yeah, I'm going to have to clean up after that. However, lesson learned. And there will be more. There will be more good stuff. Cool. Cool. Don't be sorry. Don't be sorry that you're remembering things. I expect y'all to remember things. Love you too. I love you all too. You are my brothers and sisters. Okay? Everybody who's hung around this long on this channel, you know who you are. You're God having experiences. Okay? Love you. I'm going to go and do my thing, whatever that is, wherever that is. So, and I'm feeling the pull. So that means it's time for me to go. And I will see you again on Sunday, if all goes well. And we shall have many things. This was All Souls Day. It will soon be All Saints Day. And then the door will really be closed on a lot of bullshit. And we'll be able to create quite differently. I think things will be quite different this month than last month. We'll see. Okay. So take care, have fun. And the truth is where you find it. I hope you find some here. That's what I always strive to do, is bring you some truth. Okay. Oh, and I have figured out the community channel now, if I can just remember to use it. We do have a community channel. We have a community channel. So you'll be hearing from me.